So I wanted to share another story with you guys that I recently remembered from my life. Um, so I used to help my godmother with swim lessons, and I also took swimming lessons from my godmother. Uh, different levels of advanced swimming and things like that, where you basically just learn, how to swim, different techniques, different life-saving type activities and things like that. And one day when I was at the pool, I was I can't remember if I was teaching a swimming class, helping my godmother teach a swimming class, or if I was there to actually take one of the swimming classes that day. I don't really remember. But either way, it when it came time for everybody to go to the locker room, um, or not really the locker room, it was more of a changing room because where we did these swimming lessons, it was at like a little motel, and in their pool, that's where we would do the swimming lessons. And they had like a little room for the guys to go in, a little room for the girls to go in, and you could change in there and whatnot. So I guess we'll just call them locker rooms. So when it was time for everybody to go into the locker rooms after the practice was over or the lessons were over, everybody went in there, and except for this one girl. Well, I thought she had gone in there. Um, I will not say her name because I don't want to call her out like that. Um, but I was still in the pool because I absolutely loved to swim. I still love to swim, but I haven't been swimming in a really long time, because I'm just really like self-conscious about my body, or I have been every summer. Um, but I thought everybody was in the locker room, and so I was basically taking my sweet ass time swimming from the deep end of the pool to the shallow end of the pool just because I didn't want to get out of the water yet. So by the time I got over to the shallow end or near the shallow end, I looked up and I noticed there was this girl, and she was standing there, and she said something to me, but like half my head was under the water. Um, and so, yeah, when I didn't respond to her, I guess that made her a little bit angry. And so she jumped into the water and she came right over to me. And I honestly don't remember what she said. I don't remember if she said anything, but she grabbed me by the shoulders and she just pushed me underwater. Like she dunked me completely underwater and she kind of held me there. And if you have ever been held underwater and you're trying to breathe and you're trying to like fight your way back up, you would know just how desperate of a feeling that is. You feel helpless. I mean, you can't like you're fighting back and you can't really do anything other than just kick as hard as you can, try to hit the person, whatever you can to try to get up so you can breathe. Um, and that's what I was trying to do. And she finally let me up, and I was able to take like a big gasp of air. And then she pushed me back under. And it felt like torture. I thought I was going to die. I was having such a hard time just trying to like maintain my composure because there was one thing that my godmother always told us in these swimming lessons, and it was if something goes wrong, stay as calm as you can. And so that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get into like this calm space in my mind to where, I was just calm and I could try to figure out a way to make it so that I could get up to the surface and breathe. Now, I wasn't completely in the shallow end yet. I was like halfway. So I'm only 5'3", and I was at a point where even with my feet on the ground of the pool, I couldn't, like, I was still underwater. I think I was at like here with my feet touching the ground at that point. So, I mean, it's a little bit too deep for me to like just stand up and breathe. But she let me up again, and I took another big gasp before she pushed me back down. And I just remember thinking that I was going to die in this pool, And eventually I fought my way away from her and I was able to get up and I was able to breathe. I don't know if my godmother was in the pool area at that time and told, you know, like yelled at her or whatever for what she was doing, because you're not supposed to do that, obviously. You're not supposed to try to kill someone that you're doing swimming lessons with. But like I said, I honestly felt like I was going to die. Thankfully, I didn't. Thankfully, you know, just those words that my godmother had said were just resonating in my mind. Stay as calm as possible, because if you freak out, you're going to run out of oxygen faster. You know, obviously, I was freaking out, but I was trying not to like inhale anything, you know, because if you inhale, obviously that makes things 10 times worse, because now you have water going into your lungs and your nose and every orifice you can think of, um, you know, and obviously that would make breathing pretty difficult. But, you know, it's a learning experience, and I will never allow myself to be found in that position ever again. I am very, very scared when people do that now. Obviously, I know how to swim, I know how to handle myself in the water, but I do not like it now when people try to dunk me underwater. Um, I used to actually like, you know, dunking other people underwater and whatever, and we would kind of make a game of it. But ever since then, I know how helpless that feels, and so I would never do that to somebody else. Um, but yeah, that was the story of how I almost drowned at swim practice or swim class. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed my little story time. Just remember that if you're swimming and you lose control or something happens, stay as calm as possible, because it really does help. Um, you know, because if you sit there and you're gasping and all this other stuff, you know, you're just going to end up bringing water into your mouth, your lungs, and your nose probably, and you won't be able to get an actual good, strong, clear breath that you need in order to sustain your life. But yeah, with that being said, that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time video. I guess it classifies as a story time. If you would like to hear more stories about my life or from my life, like this video and I'd be glad to film more videos like this for you. If there's any other topics that you would like me to talk about on my channel, also feel free to let me know that, and I would be glad to get those filmed for you as well. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I will see you guys again soon.